Hi, everybody. Today's question of the week is tell us about a time when Lady Luck was on your side, whether it's in the casino or outside the casino. I'm going to tell you a story about outside the casino, Lady Luck on my side. So I worked at Harrah's. A lot of you know my story. I worked at Harrah's Tahoe. That's where I started my career. And then I applied for 2 jobs. And one was at the Wynn in Vegas when they were building Encore. So I was going to be part of the opening team at Encore, and then one was with NCL to be a casino host on the ship. Okay, and so I went out and interviewed with the Wynn. It was amazing. They gave me a drug test. That was the final thing, and I had to shave all this hair off my leg to get approved. And the drug test took forever to come back. Okay, so in the meantime, I interviewed with NCL. I got the job offer, and I was waiting for the drug test to come back from the Wynn, and finally the deadline was up, and I'm like, all right, I need to make a decision. I went and I signed the contract with NCL. 2 days later, they called me. The Win Encore was like, hey, you got the job. Everything came back clear. But I already signed the contract. If I didn't go work on the cruise ship, I never would have seen how many players are on cruises that aren't getting comped properly, and I never would have started UR Comp with Kale. So Lady Luck blessed me by having a very slow drug test.
Mine definitely has to be when I found this job with UR Comp. I was going through a rough time. I was blessed to have gotten this job, and I have met some of the best people, all of y'all out there, the people who I work with. It has been amazing, and ever since then, everything has just felt like I'm just a little bit luckier. All right, guys, I cannot wait to hear about y'all's. Let me know. Thank you.
Hi guys, I guess my luckiest bit of luck happened when I had the AC go out in my car one year. And I did all the kinds of Googling and YouTubing that I could to try to figure out and diagnose the problem. I checked to see if the compressor was working, and it was. I also went ahead and checked to see if the car needed Freon. It was fine. And so I found out that my particular car model, there was a specific issue where there was a teeny tiny part in the dash, behind the dash, that was like a $25 part. And basically what it came down to was that I needed to go ahead and replace that part. Took it into the dealership. It was $600 to $800, and at the time that wasn't money that I was willing to part with. So I decided to take apart my car, and I had to actually take out the steering and remove the dash and take out that little tiny part. It kind of looks like a bubble wand. And I dropped the new part in, and I didn't know right away whether it was going to work. I had to actually put the entire front of the car back together again, put the dash back in, and held my fingers, and luck was with me. I turned on the car, and I had AC. It was pretty awesome.
For me, just, an instance I can think of, it's kind of embarrassing. I freaked out a little bit. But this is several years ago. I went to a concert, and there was a restaurant attached to the venue, so we stopped in there to get something to eat before the show, and the band that we went to go see just walked in, sat down, and started ordering food, and I was like, oh my gosh. I reached over to my boyfriend and said, hey, look, it's Shinedown, look. And he casually walked away to the bathroom, and when he comes back, they're like all behind him. They're like, hey, Mallory, how's it going? You want to take a picture? So I freaked out. I felt super lucky, right place, the right time. So that's mine. I can't wait to hear yours. Let us know.
I guess I'm the type of person who says I'm not really lucky, but then again, when you think about it, I am super lucky. And the time I'm gonna have to say is I feel super lucky whenever I go to a department store. If they have my size, like last pair of shoes, but in my size for the right price, oh my gosh, I am so lucky. Or when I find an outfit super discounted, super lucky. I consider myself super lucky. Even when it comes to food, if my favorite snack is for the right price, I'm going crazy. So I find anytime I'm saving money, I'm super lucky. I love to stretch a dollar. And yeah, I guess that's what I would have to say.
Lady Luck was definitely on my side a couple weeks ago when I was editing a super long video. I'd already been working on it for a couple hours, and I accidentally deleted everything and thought I had lost it for good. And kind of freaked out for a few minutes, just kind of going through the document, like trying to find any progress, and I had just about given up hope when I had the bright idea to look elsewhere on my computer and found a separate folder with autosaves. And so instead of losing an hour and a half worth, I only lost about 5 minutes worth of work. So I was very lucky to recover a lot of that, and it saved myself a lot of time.
So when you are comped moved into these offices, there's a nice little lake behind the building, and I went downstairs and went for a walk, just kind of clear my head. And walking through the parking lot, I found a $5 bill laying on the ground. So Lady Luck was there with me, and then that weekend, Craig and I went to Vegas. We had some meetings with some casinos, put it into a slot machine, and I didn't win. But I mean, I got some free drinks, had a good time, and it's a great story.